and I'll give you guys just one example. So one of the basic things that you can do is become a reflective listener instead of a problem solver or reassurer. So did you guys notice that Jessica was talking about a lot about problems, right? She was talking about the problems that she was facing. And you guys know what I never told her? It's going to be okay. I never told her you're going to be fine. I never told her I think you're going to be fine. I think everything's going to end up okay. I never told her, I believe in you. I never said any of that, which is weird because usually when people come to us with problems, our thought is to reassure them. Like if someone gets dumped by their girlfriend, our instinctive answer is, hey man, there are other fish in the sea. You'll find someone else. It'll all be okay. You'll find love again. That's actually the wrong thing to say. The right thing to say is, man, I'm sorry, that sucks for you. You must be feeling like shit right now. Is there anything I can do to help? So instead of telling them that everything's going to be okay, which is reassurance, instead of providing reassurance, reflect back what they say and be supportive. So if they say, oh yeah, she dumped me and like, I'm afraid that like, I'm not like no one else, like I'm never going to be able to find a girlfriend again. What you should say to them if you want to be like a better listener and support them more is, it sounds like you're afraid that you're not going to be able to find someone to love you again. And just period, pause and be silent after that. And then they're going to respond with something else and be like, yeah, man, it sounds like you're going through really a rough time. It sounds like you really are not confident in yourself, period. You don't tell them that everything's going to be okay because that's not the way they feel. It's actually incredibly invalidating. It's kind of telling them, hey, you're stupid. What your feelings are wrong. You are going to find someone. You're an idiot. How could you not find someone? Like, you're such an amazing person. The subtext is you're an idiot, and it's incredibly invalidating. So I think the first thing that you can do is, instead of providing reassurance, provide validation. If you guys go back and you watch the interview, like, a lot of what I did was actually reflecting back what she said. Like, really, like, look at what I said. I didn't tell her anything was going to be okay. I just sort of repeated back to her what she was saying. And that's what helps people come out of it. That's what helps the emotions come out. Then she feels supportive. At the end of it, even though we were talking about how everything is bad, like, we didn't talk about, there was no like sunshine and rainbows in that conversation. It was bad shit, man. But how does that help her at the end? Like, I don't know, but it does. So that's something you can do. So Siler Gray asks, how does compassion fatigue affect you? It doesn't, to be honest. So I think what fatigues me is being inauthentic. Like, what's tiring is putting on a fucking act. So what I love about what I do is it doesn't fatigue. Like, I mean, sure, I'm tired at the end of it because it's like a kind of emotionally active, but it sort of feels like working out. Like, at the end of a workout, you kind of feel physically exhausted, but like spiritually powerful. And so compassion fatigue doesn't affect me because sure, there's like emotions and that can be tiring, but I find it like spiritually gratifying to like help another human being, and it inspires me and it gives me energy. That's how I can do it for like 10 hours a day. What's hard to do 10 hours a day is live a life that is like not worth living. To live a life of like falseness and to put on a mask, like that's fucking fatiguing. What's wonderful, and this is the big problem with gamers, is that they actually don't live a life that's spiritually fulfilling. And so they feel like they have low energy. They don't get that energy doesn't come from like expending energy. Energy comes from like living a life of purpose. That's what gives you strength. Doing something that matters. Like when and you think about this, like think about the times in your life where you've gone the extra mile. And those are times in your life when like someone needed you, right? That's when you actually like, you're able to double down. Like when your friend is going through a breakup, that's when you can stay up till 4 a.m. and like support them, and the next day go to class and still do a decent job. When you live a life that is like worth living, and when you live a life that's aligned with what you care about and what you believe the world needs, that's actually invigorating. It gives you a ton of energy. And if we think about what do gamers deal with, like they deal with like a lack of energy, like they have trouble getting out of bed, they have trouble getting out of the house. Like, why is that? That's because they're not tapping into energy. They're not tapping into an energy of like doing something that has purpose and meaning. And so compassion fatigue, sure, it sort of affects me a little bit, but most of the time when I go home, I feel tired at the end of a day of work, but I feel fulfilled. And then that fulfillment like carries over to my kids. And even though I'm like physically exhausted, you know, I'm still going to like attend to them in a way that it's cool. It feels good.